there was this like palpable sense of dread, but I don't know if that's just because it's The Walking Dead or what. You know, you can't trust anybody. So the whole time Eugene is talking to that woman, you know, he's clearly lonely and it's just breaking my heart. But at the same time, you can't trust anybody. So I was just waiting for that to go bad. I'm still waiting for it to go bad. Obviously, I knew the whole thing with Carol was going to go bad. I get where Carol is coming from, but Carol is... she's always been so pragmatic, so practical, so smart, strategic, and I feel like I don't know, it feels different this time. Normally I would trust Carol, but I just feel like she is inevitably going to start some shit. But I don't know what the right move is. I don't know what they should be doing. You know, obviously they can't just continue like this, respecting Alpha's borders, and you know, they can't keep living like this. So obviously they have to find a way to fight back, and Carol is right about that. But it's just like you know it's gonna go bad and people are gonna die. But I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. I just, ooh. And now she's got a hostage. Oh boy. It's just all kinds of bad. Nothing felt like it went anywhere. So the whole thing with the flu or whatever kind of outbreak that was going on, you know, maybe that'll continue into the next episode, but it just felt kind of like, well, we need to have characters like the whole time. Jesus Christ, I can't talk today. The whole time, yes, I was dreading because I was thinking, you know, oh, the last time we had an outbreak in the prison, you know, look at what happened, right? So I was waiting for something bad to happen, for somebody to die, for people to start dropping, and for chaos. You know, I was waiting for Rosita to maybe die, you know, something, but nothing happened. So then I was like, well, are they just like, was this just filler, or are they setting up for the next episode? I don't know. That was weird. Dante is very off-putting. He's the kind of guy who wants to be charming, like the way that Negan is charming, but he's just not. Sometimes he's got some good lines, but I find him off-putting in general. And I don't know how to take him. I don't know if this is a character that I should be suspicious of, because I am. I'm always suspicious of Dante. But then I'm like, no, it's cool. You know, I don't know. But we're usually seeing him from Siddiq's perspective, and Siddiq, his perspective is all kind of messed up, right? And so at the end there, did he actually, was he actually like up on a rooftop with the baby? Because I thought that he was having a flashback, but he was incorporating the baby into the flashback, and you know, things were all kind of mixed up, and I thought that we were going to see a hallucination. But then it seemed like it just cut away. So it's kind of seemed like he was up on a roof and didn't know how he got up there, which is obviously really scary and dangerous. So I don't know. Also, you know, what he was hearing, you know, open your eyes. Was that from... because it sounded like Alpha and Beta saying open your eyes. So I don't know. And I have a feeling, too, that there's more to what's going on with Sadiq than meets the eye, that it's not just PTSD, that there might be something else, like, why did they leave him alive? Did he strike a deal with them? Did he do something that he feel like, does he have not just survivor's guilt, but does he have a reason to feel guilty? Does he have some kind of guilt, like legitimate guilt? I don't know. I don't know what to say about this episode. It was a weird one. And Negan, I also don't know what Negan's deal is. I can't imagine that he actually, like, you know, he wants to protect Judith. You know that he doesn't want to do anything that would endanger her. So what is his plan? What is his end game? That's what's great about Negan, because you don't know. You don't know whose side he's on. I mean, ultimately, I guess he's on Negan's side, and he's going to do whatever he needs to do to survive. But yeah, I don't really know what his end game is, but it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch. It's kind of hard to believe that they wouldn't just kill him, though, because of the incessant talking. So, anyway, I guess that's all I have to say. This was it was a weird one. It was a slow one. Definitely like my least favorite, because the first 5 episodes were awesome. But, you know, they can't all be fantastic. It wasn't bad by any means. It just felt a little, like I said, a little slow and a little weird. Unless this stuff, like with the flu, actually goes somewhere. I don't know. That's a little weird. Anyway, that's all I got for now. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye. Okay, there's something I have to bring up. Because there's this thing that I noticed during the episode, and I was like, I didn't say anything because I thought I heard wrong, but now I'm thinking that I didn't hear wrong, and I don't know, I just feel like I need to talk about it. So, in the scene where Daryl and Carol are sitting and they're throwing acorns into the can, Carol straight up asks him if there's something going on with Connie, and he denies it, which hurts me deeply. It really does, because I ship them so hard, and I think that they're just so perfect together. But anyway, so there's this moment when Carol says to Daryl, "Years past, Daryl, you can't just hide out with blank dog forever." And during the reaction, it sounded like she said, "her dog. You can't just hide out with her dog forever." And I heard that during the reaction, but I was like, huh? I must have heard wrong. So I've already watched 10:07 and done my reaction and everything, and I've turned my lights off, and I was just chatting on Discord, and I was like, I need to go back and read the subtitles because it's really bothering me. So I went back and I watched that scene. In the subtitles, it says "your dog. You can't just hide out with your dog forever." But her mouth, I swear, if you look at her mouth, it looks like she's saying "her dog. You can't just hide out with her dog." And I watched it so many times. It looks like she's saying "her." It sounds like she's saying "her." But the subtitles say "your." And it's making me crazy. So I wonder if they're, teasing some kind of backstory about how Daryl got dog. So I don't know. That really bothers me when the when the subtitles don't match what I think that I'm hearing. But anyway, it also really, really bothers me that he just straight up denied that anything was going on with Connie. And I just get this really bad feeling that they're not going to get those two together. And I'm going to be crushed because I really want them together. They are so perfect, and they seem to be, like, Connie seems to have been introduced as a love interest. Yeah, I've watched a lot of shows. I know how you introduce a love interest. And she's checking off all the boxes. She's a fantastic character in her own right. Like, I love Connie just on her own. But yeah, she seems to have been introduced as Daryl's love interest. And so why just, like, why drop that, you know? It bothers me that we don't see Connie much, you know? Maybe this is just me being a shipper. And sometimes shippers can be blinded by their ship, and I'm guilty of that too. Like, you care so much about the ship that you kind of can't see the forest for the trees. You can't see the forest for the ship. So I will admit that every time I watch an episode of The Walking Dead, I'm like, ooh, are we going to get Daryl and Connie scenes? Are we going to get some Donnie scenes? Yeah, I will admit that every single episode, I'm looking for that, and I'm disappointed when I don't get it. But I'm starting to get this feeling like, man, I think they're not gonna do it. And knowing, I don't want to spoil anything in case this is spoilery, but I know that there's going to be a spinoff, and I know some of the people who are going to be in the spinoff after season 11, and that also makes me think that my ship is doomed. And that makes me sad. But anyway, I just had to point it out because it was one of those things that, you know, sometimes I notice things and I just kind of brush it off, and then when it pops up, like, again in 10:07, when, you know, I said that I had noticed that Sadiq was staring at Dante's mouth, and I wondered if he was, like, secretly a whisperer, you know? And that Sadiq was noticing the lower part of his mouth, but I didn't say anything at the time. And so I was like, you know, I should just say stuff. I don't know why I don't say stuff sometimes. I should say things. I should use my words. So I'm using my words. So anyway, I don't know if anybody else noticed that. I don't know if that's a mistake in the captioning, because there was another mistake. He said, Daryl said, I think Daryl says me too, but it was spelled, you know, METTO with no space. So there was a mistake in the closed captioning for that scene. So maybe that was another mistake. So I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of bothering me though. So anyway, I just thought that I would bring it up. So, okay, that's it. Bye.